What are Homo sapiens? So I'm going to carry on with the mano mano. So I made reference to, I noted in the message section of the last mano mano video that it had to be modified against the knife. Okay, so I'm going to get into a little bit of that. Most of us out there in the martial arts community / combatives, defensive tactics, or people just working to more realistic and pragmatic approaches to things, have come to the conclusion that you do need double hand or double arm control in order to actually deal with someone with a knife that's actually trying to attack you many times in different ways, and that there's some of those double hand positions, double hand controls are better than others. So let's just talk a little bit about that. So we discussed before about that initially, that you can, let's talk about a straight knife attack now, is that you can use footwork. You can use footwork to get off the line. So let's say that the guy's stabbing with his right hand up the middle. You know, I would want to move this way, right? Now, he could be here already and stabbing me here, so I wouldn't have a choice to move that way, so I would have to move this way. But I have to be aware of how that changes the situation. Just like everything that we've discussed before in regard to whether the guy has his left or right foot forward, a lot of the times, if you have the time to discern that, is highly important. Okay, so the other way we can pass it, okay, that same stab, right, is with the backhand movement under the same understanding that we just talked about. All right, and then of course what we talked about in the last video were the X blocks, and so with the X blocks, in regard to getting double hand control, let's just talk about someone having the knife in their right hand for right now. And they're either attacking up the middle, or they're coming around this way on the middle line, or they're coming around this way on the middle line. So in that scenario, okay, well, let me back it up a little bit. What are the double hand controls or double arm controls? Both over, both under, okay, which is not really great, but you could be there, all right? Okay? Over, under, okay? Over, under, all right? And over, under, and over, under, all right? Okay, so those are positions, right? And then tactically, we'll begin to discuss, because you also have the baseball grip, all right, which is a temporary thing that you want to have to be able to pull them by you in order to get to a stronger position. And pretty much most of us have come to the conclusion that the under-over that works the best is this one being under their elbow and this one being over their wrist, near where the knife is being held in their hand, okay? And that you tighten it up, and that you use your headbutt, and you use your shoulder, okay? And the same thing on this side, under the bicep here, okay? Over the wrist here, and you use your headbutt, and you use your shoulder, all right? So this one in particular is the best one, because again, in relation to someone stabbing with the right hand, either straight up or around this way, okay, that you're already on the outside of their lead foot and hand, all right? So that's always the safest place to be for many reasons. And again, the idea is you do have to tighten it up, because you're going to begin struggling with him now, all right? It becomes wrestling at that point. But again, you know, people have put a lot of time into this under a lot of stress testing situation. And when you start to play with it, it starts to make sense, all right? Now, that's not to say that if you have opportunities of escape, that you just pass and escape. Yeah, of course, I just pass and escape, right? But if you don't, you're fucked, all right? And you need to learn double hand control and the variations and how to play with it. So now let's talk about the X block again. The X block that you want to use against the right-hander, okay, from the perspective of going directly into this under-over, okay, would be this X block. Okay, left arm high, right arm low. Okay, under-over, pull into the headbutt. Okay, now the problem here is that you're still on the inside of his foot. So you want to get to the outside. And because he has these other tools to hit you with or knee you with, or he can use his other limb to peel away from you and cut you up. So when you tighten up and you go into the headbutt, you'll want to also get your head on the outside of his shoulder, so that the only thing he can really hit you with short arm blows are things that are not that big of a deal. Okay, it still hurts, but they're not. It's not the same as getting hit in the neck or the face. All right. So there's that one. And then basically, what you would want to do once you get to this position and you loosen him up, right? Especially if he starts to push towards you, is you switch to the baseball grip. Okay, which leads you to this outside position. That's the safest one. Okay, got that? All right. So again, you get here, now I'm on the outside, I have knees, I have headbutt, all right? And there's a number of different things you can do here, but from my perspective, okay, let's go back to the striking part. Knees and headbutt, okay? And if I have this pinned against my hip, now I can hit to the balls, okay? From the outside, underneath his arm. Hit to the balls. Hit to the face, whether it's open hand or closed hand, which gives me the opportunity now to drag him by a little bit, get in back of him, reach around and grab his chin, okay, or his hair, or his shoulder, or the clothing on the back. And again, like we've talked about in some of the other stuff, basically now you're talking about bringing him down to the ground. And you're in back of him, and you have this across, okay? And the idea is this, now you can begin to get really good hits in, all right? And we're not talking about stripping the knife away or hitting the knife away, all those things that I love it, but, you know, this is your life that's at stake, so that's what I'm saying, see what I'm saying? All right, so that's the idea, and again, if the knife comes this way, okay, or comes this way, remember what the two footwork are. One is the lateral triangle, and the other simply is crashing. All right? And you need to work both because it has to be adaptable and because it's going to be organic in reality. All right? You can't plan it. You can prepare for it, but you can't plan it. Okay, all right, so on this side, against the straight coming in, or the backhanded thrust coming in over here, all right? This X block is the one that sets up for the under-over in this position. And so it's the same rundown that I just gave you, it's just that you happen to be there, boom, boom. Okay, that would have been the lateral triangle, boom, boom, right? And then I have to tighten it up. But if I have the space, all right, it would already be crashing. I would already jam them up. Headbutt, knee. Okay? Groin, face. Get in back. Take down. All right? Okay, so that's my little rant on that. And again, you'll have to work this with two people. And we hope we can get this stuff on video to you guys as well. Okay? Muchas gracias. I'm going to shoot another video.